Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. I want to remind you that I would appreciate it if you would share my video and tell your friends about them and have them subscribe, because all the information that I share with you is to help all of those who are starting to awaken, who are curious, who are beginning to feel different, who need guidance along their path with this awakening that is going on in the universe. And if you would like it, I would appreciate it if you did. And you are welcome to leave me comments or email me anytime if you have any questions or any concerns. And my email is listed below this video. Excuse me. Today, my topic is the universe always has your back. So if you think about your life, I don't know where you are on your path, but I'm here to tell you, no matter how bad it possibly could look to you, everything is unfolding in perfect harmony, in perfect peace, and everything is good. You're always going to find, if you search people like me on YouTube somewhere, is sharing with you the real truths of the world. When you focus on the news and other people's information, things that you learned in school, church, wherever, you at this point can be very confused and depressed. Why would I say that? Because we're always being guided, whether you know it or not. You're never alone. Do you know how many people go, I have no friends, I have no family, I'm all alone, I'm so depressed? You're not alone. You are always surrounded by relatives from a lifetime that you used to have. Angels. You have a master guide. You have all kinds of guides. People that used to be in your life who might have transitioned over to the other world, they guide you too. So don't ever think you're alone. And whenever negative thoughts come to enter in your mind, release them as soon as possible. Because I will say this every time, we are not human. We're having a temporary experience right now in your body that you chose. And we, in truth, are only energy and light. And I explained that on my last video. So I want you to understand that right now, what's going on right now is the way the planets are aligned with all the solar eclipses. There's another eclipse coming about in August. There's so much happening, and this is all about awakening the masses to the reality, to the truth. And I get it. I mean, if you're totally unaware of everything, and maybe one of your friends said, oh, watch this video, and you think, oh, she's nuts. I get it. Because, you know, way in the past, there's all kinds of people who preach about God or Jesus or this or that or whatever. And I could sound just as crazy as they do. You know, and if that's how you feel, that's okay, because you're obviously not ready to awaken. But I will also tell you that if you're watching this video, then you are guided to. People are always guided to something, someplace, somewhere, some message. So that's just how it is. If you could look at the world as your friend instead of your enemy, as the universe as your friend and not your foe, then you could breeze through this life until it completely changes into something better, something you could never, ever, ever imagine. But in the meantime, you could breeze through life. You could rid yourself of pain, rid yourself of illness, rid yourself of depression, all kinds of negative things. If you tap into the love energy, when you wake up in the morning, everything is positive, everything which you're grateful for. You see somebody who might need some money, you give that to them. Because whatever you do for anyone else, you're always doing it for yourself. You might be handing money over to some homeless woman or man or child or whatever, but you're really giving yourself the money. That's how it works. But in any case, we have free will, and I've mentioned in the previous videos that free will is not your friend. Because you can go off and do whatever you want. And then you can get into all kinds of trouble sometimes, or maybe not have the best time. Instead, you could check. You could check with who? Check with yourself. Check with your higher self. Your higher self is who you want to make a connection to. And all you have to do to connect to your higher self is say, I'm connecting to my higher self on all dimensions. Because we're multidimensional. There's parts of you that are scattered all over many different dimensional earths. This is not the only place. And you want to connect and bring all of yourselves to you. And then ask, what is the best thing for me to do? If you want to do something, is this the best thing? Is this the best thing? Is this the best thing? Now, I had a very interesting experience last week, and that's what prompted this video. Because I understand how you have an idea in your mind and it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. And you might get frustrated or aggravated or annoyed or upset or angry. And being upset, aggravated, annoyed, and angry, that's all creates negative energy. And when I say that, what does that mean? You draw negative energy to you. And when you get mad, when you get upset, when you fear, when you worry about things, then you change into this depressed person. People who are depressed are confused. People who are depressed are not aware of their gifts. They're not aware of what their thoughts and words do to them. You do it all to yourself. So do good things for yourself. Change your life. And I'm going to show you how the internet guides you. So this is what happened last week. I had already changed my cable subscription to 10 channels to save money. So my bill kept going up. Cable is another conglomeration. These businesses are conglomerations. They're all about money. They're not about anything else. Anyway, television, as you know, has always been free. It was the whole idea about cable coming. This is just a little history I'm going to share with you. The whole idea about cable was, if we told people that all you had to do is pay for cable and watch your TV that way, your shows, you wouldn't have any commercials. Would people pay for that? Oh, of course, everybody said sure they would. So bam, there went the cable companies, and they took over and pretty much have screwed everybody, like every other major corporation. But regardless, so, now streaming is coming about. And you could pretty much buy a streaming box from $32 up to $250 and stream anything you want. So I'm personally am just waiting if I even want to do that, because I don't watch that much TV anyway. But anyway, get back to my point about the universe has your back. I got upset with my cable company because they kept raising my bill and raising my bill and raising my bill and raising my bill. And every time I would lower it, every month it would go up, because I don't know if you know this, but broadcast companies charge the cable company to show what you watch. Fox is the worst. I wouldn't watch anything on Fox if my life depended on it. But that's regardless. I can tend to go off kilter here. So what I did was I called the cable company. I lowered my channels to 10 and my bill to 126. Now 126 is expensive. But in the meantime, I found that there was actually another cable company in my complex that I could take. And usually you only get one choice. It's not like you can choose any cable company you want. Oh no. You know, they have conglomerations. It's all kind of crap. So I happened to see that this other cable company was offering, free HBO and 190 channels and a phone, all this kind of stuff for like $79 a month. Now, it's not that I needed all of that, but why pay $126 for 10 channels when I can pay $79, for more? So I decided that I was going to switch. And I decided I was going to switch for a year. And then I was going to possibly in a year, hopefully, this world is unrecognizable, but in case it's not, and it's still going on the way it is right now, then I'll go to streaming. So I make an appointment with this company. I have it all set up. I call back and I ask a couple other questions, and the person I talked to said, don't turn off your cable company until we come out and hook you up and make sure everything works okay. I thought, okay, that makes sense. So lo and behold, the cable guy comes, and I don't think he knows what the hell he's doing. And he tells me he can't hook me up because I'm still connected to my other company, which and I know is a bunch of garbage. He just didn't know what he was doing. So he tells me and promises me that he's going to come back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I'm not a stupid woman. So I said to him, I'm not even on your schedule for tomorrow. How do I know that you're definitely going to come back? You might have a full schedule. Oh, no, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, you need to call your cable company and tell them what you're doing. Oh, no. I'll be here 9 o'clock, I promise. Okay, so I call my cable company. I disconnect starting at midnight. I wake up in the morning, I jump out of bed, get ready for this person who's supposed to come over at 9. I have no internet. I have no television. And the TV didn't bother me that much, but the internet was gone. I couldn't use my cell phone. I couldn't call anyone. I mean, I could call people, but I couldn't look up Google or people's phone numbers or anything that I needed, businesses or whatever. I couldn't do anything. I don't have a phone book. So I was cool with that because I knew that I had someone coming. Well, 9 o'clock, I never hear from this person. And he did give me his home phone number, so I call him. And this is what he tells me. Oh, I had an emergency. I can't come. I'm like, are you serious? An emergency and you're not coming? I'm completely disconnected. Oh, well, just call the cable company back. I'm sure they'll send somebody out. So I'm thinking that, I should have just listened to what I originally thought and not gone around with that about trusting this person, because my guidance was saying no, which was right. But it gets better, or it gets more interesting, I should say. So don't hang up yet, because you need to hear the rest of this. So I call the cable company and they go, oh, wow, well, normally we could do this, but it just seems like last night everyone called and we're just booked until Friday, which is like 3 days away. And, the internet, unfortunately, is how I run my business. and I cannot not be available for my business for 3 days. And I'm explaining that to them, and there's nothing they can do about it. So I'm upset, and I'm thinking to myself, because trust me, I did ask my guides first if I should switch, and it was a definite yes. And now I'm thinking, well, I listened to my intuition and it was wrong. They made a mistake. That is something that we would do. You would do this too. I'm sure you do this all the time. Because we don't trust. I trust a lot more than most of you do. So I'm just saying that's how we can relate to each other. It's about trusting. What is the reason that all of this happened? I swear to God, I couldn't figure it out. But this is what happened. I had to call my internet company back, my old cable company, save face, and say, look, you disconnected me at midnight last night. Can you just connect me again? It was kind of embarrassing to do that, but so what? And I called the sales department, because that's who you call when you're disconnected, is you start new service. And this guy says, oh yeah, no problem. He said, but guess what? We have a deal going on. For $110 a month, you can get 190 channels for a year. Telephone, you can call anywhere in the United States and Mexico. It won't cost you any extra money. You know, blah, 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 blah. And we can just switch you on. The only thing you need to do is go get a modem and switch it out. They'll connect it and bam, you'll be on. So I did all of that. Everything all, worked out. But this is my point. I really had to think, wow, look what the universe did. It was an intricate path to get me to stay where I needed to stay, but save the money that I needed to save, that they refused to let me save. They wouldn't give me any package deals. They wouldn't do anything for me. So it's all about timing, divine timing. So long story short, how would you have reacted in this situation? Would you have been mad? Would you have been frustrated? Oh, hell yes. Would you have been angry at the cable company, angry at the world? I mean, people, we could stretch it out to the whole world. I just hate my life. I mean, people go down these paths. One negative thing can trip you into a path of self-destruction. This is what I want you to do instead. I want you to stop and look at the guidance that you're getting. I mean, I had to laugh. I didn't know, of course, that's how it was going to be, because my guides told me to switch. And I was a little frustrated at first, but then I had to figure out, why did this happen? Well, duh. The guy had an emergency because I'm not supposed to be with that cable company. These are how you need to look at things. This is the point I'm making on this video. Everything happens for a reason. You never know the reason, so you need to trust your guidance. You getting it? So I'm like, wow, look what they did to get me to save money on my cable bill. It was like a little figure 8. Cut your cable, go with this company, don't get a hookup, go back to your cable, save a lot of money, and then you're fine. That's how it is. So when even if you want to believe and go to your doctor, if you call your doctors and they're not available for you, that's a message. If you have plans to be with someone and they can't make it with you, that's a message. Everything is a message. Every simple little thing to every big thing happens for a reason. And the big things are plane crashes, car accidents, people getting killed, whatever. That all happens for a reason. And that's the big picture. The little picture is that. Now, when I first started doing this, this was maybe over 20, 30 years ago. I remember getting off a plane and I had 2 ways to drive to my destination. So I asked my intuition, what's the best route to take? They told me to take this route, XYZ, instead of X. I took XYZ. I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours. There was an accident. I was stuck on a bridge. I'm like, oh, I was wrong. My intuition, I didn't understand it. I made the wrong mistake. I can never trust myself. This was the beginning. I know you do this because it's what I did. And lo and behold, I was actually going to my mom's house, but I was going there to surprise her, and I lived out of state. So she didn't even know I was coming. And I got finally to her house. I knock on the door. Now, my mother, was she surprised? No, because my mom was really psychic, but she didn't understand it. So, but the point was, the first thing that came out of her mouth when I knocked on the door, and she goes, oh my God, you got here at the perfect time because I just got home. So the 2 hours I was stuck on the bridge was because she wasn't available for those 2 hours. And what was I really going to do? It was nighttime. It was dark. Where was I going to go? I guess it's better to be stuck in traffic than it is to be sitting in front of someone's house that you can't get into for 2 hours. That would have drove me crazy. But the point is I did follow my gut. It was right. It's always right. So you're always guided, always protected. Ask. And when things come about that appear to you that you might have been wrong, or you're mad at them for some reason, sit back and analyze. What are they doing? What are they showing me? And even though, or this issue happened, I know there's a bigger purpose for it. And until you figure it out, you'll figure it out, just like I did. Yeah, I was a little frustrated. I didn't even think it would be like this, but I kept my cool. I didn't yell and scream at anyone. Just the cable man. I didn't really yell and scream at him, but I said, oh my God, like, pretty much you can't even just sneak over my place and do this for me. But anyway, that was amazing. And there's a couple of things that's happened to me in the last 3 weeks like that, which has never happened that intricately before. And I said to myself, I need to do a video and share this experience with you, because that's who I am. I share my experiences to teach you what I go through, and then you don't have to go through it. Isn't that special? Anyway, that was the reason for this video, and I hope this helps you. I hope you start looking at situations in your life. I've mentioned in other videos, if you're going somewhere and you're in a rush or in a hurry, and the person that you have an appointment with is not available or is running late, that you'll run into stoplights. That's signs from the universe. This was just a lot more intricate. How they weaved me around and ended up keeping me right where I was, so it was different. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. I really hope it helps you. What I do want to suggest is always breathe. Deep breathing in your nose, hold it out your mouth because it relaxes you. Minimum 3 times. When you do that, especially like if you're stressed, you'll become relaxed, you'll become in tune with the universe, and then it clears your mind and helps you to tap in to reasons. Now, if you have problems tuning into your guidance, let me add this to you. You can get yourself a pendulum. You can buy one online on Amazon. You know, Amazon has everything. Let me show you what a pendulum looks like. This is a pendulum. They come in all shapes and sizes. We're energy. So I bought this and I hold it and I say I'm putting my energy, Maxine's energy, on this pendulum. And so it's my friend now. It will guide me if I can't connect up here. Eventually that's what you want to do. You want to trust the first thoughts that come into your head. But in the meantime, I told my pendulum that I wanted something really easy. And the only questions you can ask are yes and no questions. So if it goes like this, it's yes, this is mine, and you can copy that if you want. And if it does nothing, it's no. Now, in the past, I would feel it. I would get this rush of energy. That was my yes. And I would get a blank, nothing feeling if it was a no. So, but now I'm connected to my higher self. So that's what, I don't use the pendulum. I use I communicate with my higher self. Words, they're amazing, aren't they? So anyway, you can get yourself a pendulum and say, is it a good idea for me to change my cable company? And if it, whatever your no is, this is actually no. Because you see, I'm not moving my hand. So it's really not moving. If I say my name is Maxine, you see it's starting to move. I'm not moving my hand and it goes like this. That's a yes for me. So that was just a little bit addition that I added to this video that I didn't plan on, but hopefully it will help you. So have a great week. I won't be available, I don't think, next week because I am going out of town the end of this week. So unless I get guided at the end of next week to share something, then I might just skip next week altogether. Have a blessed, blessed day, and always feel the love in your heart, the love in the universe, and stay connected to your guides, your higher self, your gut feeling, and your intuition. And never question it. And eventually, you'll figure out why the answer was the answer that it was. Oh, and don't forget, like my video, comment on my video, and share my video so we can help the world awaken. Thank you.